Have you ever heard of burnt Basque cheesecake? If not, you'll want to become familiar with this very quickly, because it is the easiest baked cheesecake you will ever make. And today on All Day I Dream About Food, I'm showing you how to make the keto version. Normally when you make a cheesecake, you have to take care with the batter. You need to mix things in correctly, you don't want to overbeat the eggs, and you don't want to let it rise too quickly or it will crack and fall. But when you make a Basque cheesecake, you throw all those rules out the window. You let it rise too quickly, you let it get too brown, you throw the eggs in together. It all works. It's virtually impossible to mess it up. Now I will admit that the end result is not that pretty to look at, but boy is it tasty. So let's get started. So we're actually going to use a food processor to mix up our batter. Now again, with a regular cheesecake, you would never do this. It would whip far too much air into the batter so that it would rise and fall. But you want it to rise and fall for burnt Basque cheesecake. So I have 16 ounces of cream cheese, and now I can add my sweetener. I'm using 1/3 cup of Swerve confectioners and 1/3 cup of allulose. You could use all Swerve, you could use all allulose, but it may take a little longer to cook and set properly. And we'll just pop the top on and blend. You want to get it nice and smooth, and you want to scrape down the sides of the bowl frequently because things get stuck to it. You still don't want lumps in your batter. Tasty. Now we will put in our eggs, and we'll do that one at a time, but we'll just blend it right in here. These are room temperature eggs. And we got one more egg. And again, make sure you scrape down the sides frequently and get all the clumps that stick to the bottom and to the blade. Okay, once you have that nice and smooth, you can add the rest of your ingredients. So I have 1/3 cup of heavy whipping cream, and it is room temperature. You always want all your ingredients at room temperature because you don't want it to clump up your smoothed, creamed cream cheese. And I have 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'll blend that in briefly. And then finally, to give the cheesecake a little more structure, I am adding 1.5 tablespoons of coconut flour. Most Basque cheesecake takes a little bit of regular flour. So here we have a nice, creamy, smooth cheesecake batter. And now we can prepare our pan. Another great thing about Basque cheesecake is that you don't need a special springform pan. You can use any cake pan. You could bake it in an 8-inch cake pan. It would bake a little faster, but I'm going to use my little 6-inch pan so that I get a taller cheesecake that bakes a little longer. So to prepare the pan, all you need is a nice big piece of parchment paper. You want to press it down into the bottom of the pan, but have the sides coming up over for easier removal. And now we can just pour our batter right into the pan. Now, if you've ever baked a conventional cheesecake, you know that it goes in at a low temperature so it bakes really gently. Basque cheesecake throws that idea out the window too. You put it in at 450 degrees for 40 to 45 minutes. You want this top to rise and fall really quickly, and you want it to become nice and brown. So you're looking for the top to be a beautiful golden brown, but still a slight jiggle in the center. I have just taken our very ugly burnt Basque cheesecake out of the oven. Just like any cheesecake, you need to let it cool properly, and then you need to refrigerate it until it's set. So let it come to room temperature, then get it in the fridge for 1 to 2 hours. Okay guys, I think we're ready to dig in. Our burnt Basque cheesecake has cooled for a couple of hours, and now I'm just literally going to take the parchment paper and lift it right out of the pan. Once you got it out of the pan, you can just kind of peel back the parchment paper, and you're gonna see that it is the strangest and possibly the ugliest cheesecake you've ever seen. It looks burnt on the top, it's all sort of shriveled, it rose and then it fell, just like it's supposed to. So we're gonna cut in. And look at that creamy filling inside. That is the magic of burnt Basque cheesecake. It's hideous on the outside and beautiful on the inside. We all have days like that, don't we? Okay, let's give her a taste. It's like custard. It's like super creamy custard. Heavenly. Absolutely perfect. Ugly on the outside, beautiful on the inside. Don't judge a book by its cover. For this delicious keto cheesecake recipe and so many more, check out alldayidreamaboutfood.com.